We are now joined by the Freedom Woodbridge girls varsity basketball team. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Would you mind just introducing yourself and the players to your left and right?
Yes, thank you for having us. My name is Mia Lloyd, coach at Freedom High School in Woodbridge. Right now we have our senior, Ashley Albert, and then to my right side we got Lene Hamburg Lackey, a junior guard.
Coach, talk about how the season's gone so far, and also highlight what you ladies have been focused on this preseason, the offseason. It's different from back in the day where sports, there was a cutoff. Now everyone pretty much goes year-round. They have an off-season program. Some play fall league or choose summer league, or in some regions you can do both. Talk about what your team has done so far.
Okay, so right now we're in a rebuild stage. I call it the new era. Last year I was my first year at Freedom, so I came with 8 seniors, basically like a old foundation, but made it something that we can do. Did pretty well. So going into the new year, we lost 8 seniors, and some players had left. So this is a new program. Right here is the only 2 people that came back for this year. So weren't able to do really much of workouts. No summer workouts, no summer leagues. So coming into the season, it was very rough because there was maybe 2 people at workouts, maybe 1, if that. Right now, we're just focusing on our identity and skill development and what is the new era.
Of course, of course. For the players, you two being the only 2 returners, how's it been kind of, not necessarily mentoring, but you are the only 2 returners. You brought in a completely new team. What's it been like kind of embracing that leadership role for those who weren't on the team before?
For me, it kind of felt something familiar because I'm used to having a leadership role in school and extracurricular activities. But, you're making new friends as well as, teaching people, new skills and stuff like that, and something that you're already familiar with. So it feels good in a sense, but also it's just like, it's a new team.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
Yeah. Piggybacking off of Ashley, is sometimes it's difficult because we got new people that never played before, and also I'm used to the leadership role as well. Been captain for some other teams myself, and been in this whole basketball thing for my whole life. And it's really nice meeting new people and playing with them and getting to know everybody. And yeah.
Yeah, of course. I know you mentioned you call it a new era, but what gives you confidence about this new group that you guys can return to regional play and play basketball into late February, March?
What gives me confidence is just the effort they give in each game. Like they both said, both teams are unskilled with low IQ, and them coming every day and getting beat our first 2 games by a lot, and no one gave up. That was a sign that we'll be okay. In the next 2 years, we'll be okay. Right now, our point guards are 2 freshmen. 2 freshmen just came from middle school. One's a lefty, one's a righty. So, one's going left, one's going right. They're just getting them catching up to the speed, learning how to, communicate properly. But just seeing them play, high-level competition like we played Bishop O'Connell. We got beat very bad, but no one gave up. That was the goal. I tell them every time, like, each game isn't about a win and loss. It's about, are we going to get better? I always tell them to begin the season, I want to check out if you are going to give me effort, physicality, and hustle. If we can do those 3 things, we can win some games. So just seeing that between our freshmen, our sophomores, even with our JV program, we got an 8th grader on there too, and she's leading that JV program as an 8th grader. That shows me in the next 2 years we should be pretty solid.
Absolutely. I forgot to introduce myself. Dwight Vick with Victory Life. To the players, when you hear your coach say rebuild, when she said this is a rebuild and we're creating a new expectation, in your own words, what does that mean to you?
When my coach says rebuild, I'm thinking like we are regrowing a new team, a new, something new. And to me, I'm expecting something new too, even though I'm used to it. it's new for me as well. I had to get used to everybody that is new on the team. So, yeah, that's basically what it means to me, at least.
Absolutely.
When I hear my coach say rebuild, I think of new connections, new skills, new people, and things from past years not being the same, but a good difference and creating something really good in the future.
Yeah, with the rebuild with them two, just to give y'all a quick background, Ashley, she came last year from a different school, came into the role as a forward. She didn't get as much playing time, but she was that player that's going to give you 100% effort on both sides of the floor. If we needed someone to lock someone up, I'm calling her in the game. If I need a rebound, I'm calling her in the game. Lene, same effort, but she played JV. She was their leader, but she also practiced with varsity. Now, them two, both of them have to step up and be in complete different roles. Last year, we had 8 seniors. One was player of the year, and 4 of them went on to college. The rest are, in college not playing basketball, but the other 4 are. So it's a huge difference between having 2 Division II players, 2 girls in JUCO, leading that team and playing behind them, than actually, now this is me. I'm doing it.
And Coach, I'm familiar with Freedom just from the work I do in the community, and also the Overton brothers are friends of mine. So I remember years ago when Daryl first got there, it was a similar situation. Nobody knew anything about Freedom football. They were hanging on by a thread, and he won championships and went to 3 state championships and won 2. But he was a man in the community. I mean, he did a lot of stuff, with youth sports. He went, Potomac Mills. He was always out somewhere fundraising, car washing. How do you connect with the community so people know who you are in that Route 1 corridor?
So I'm a trainer. I'm a basketball trainer and an AAU coach. So most of the kids or girls in the Northern Virginia area I have trained
What
before.
AAU program?
Dreamers Elite. It's
Yep.
our 2nd year. So most of the kids in the area, I probably trained at least 1 player on their team in Northern Virginia. If not, I coach them. So, but I tend to, throw clinics, camps frequently, train twice a week. Big on the community, going to different schools and stuff like that. Doing cleanups and stuff I did in the past. I first was at Woodbridge High School for 4 years. Then last year was my first year at Freedom. So the goal is, to keep building. After our season last year, me and my assistant coach, we went to every middle school game. Me and him was at every middle school game, talking to the 6th, 7th graders, talking to them about AAU, high school, what's their plans. And that's how I created my 6th and 7th grade AAU team, just based off us going out there. And I want to say 3 of them are on our JV team right now. Well, 1's on varsity and 2's on JV that we met. And then the rest are either playing JV as an 8th grader or made their varsity team.
That is great. That is forming that foundation for the players to develop in Freedom Woodbridge is very important. You said last year was your first year. You had the 8 seniors with Freedom Woodbridge, and then this year, the new era. Have you taken any kind of different approach to this season, knowing that you did graduate 8 seniors, one of them being Player of the Year? You knew the season, I'm sure, was going to look differently, but did that impact your approach as a coach at all?
I knew the season was going to be differently. It's actually better because I didn't think we would be able to field 2 teams without basically a whole varsity team leaving. So with us being able to have 10 players on varsity, 10 on JV, that was a blessing in disguise. And like I said, I have a new coaching staff who's there every day, development, talking to the girls. I wouldn't say I took a new approach. I think I took a softer approach because we do have a lot of younger kids. So last year, I felt like I was more like a college coach. This year, I feel like I'm more like a high school coach. I still, try to prepare them, but it's a little bit different. Most of them are freshmen and sophomores, so I'm still molding them. Last year, like I said, we had 8 seniors, so I'm preparing them, teaching them like it's a college practice. This year, I feel like I'm just taking a little bit softer approach, still learning them, and it's just gonna be a new thing for me. This is my first year ever having a team to rebuild. Most of the time, it's skill development, IQ, with a couple leaders that know how to play. This year, is a whole skill development, building IQ. It's everything, but that's the beauty of coaching. If that's going to show if I'm a good coach or not.
Yeah, no, of course. And this is for the players. What do you feel like individually? And I understand with the injury, it's tough right now, but it's not season ending, is right?
It might be. Yeah, we don't know yet. So right now she's out for a month until her MRI in January, but it might be. She's a junior,
Okay.
but it might be.
Okay, so again, I guess you're playing. Where do you feel like you most contribute to this team, and where do you feel like you can be the biggest successor to the ninth graders or 10th graders that are younger?
Can you elaborate on that?
Like, where do you feel like you're?
Well, how do you help the team?
How do you impact the team? Like, how do you feel you most impact the team? Your strongest aspect of the game?
I guess what I say I'm really good at is encouraging others. I guess being very much vocal. I think that's what I do best. But I try to show like a great example on defense and offense. Trying my best to make all my layups. Try my best to close out, do everything the coach tell me to do. but yeah, I just try to lead by example and be that role model, and show everybody, hey, like you could do it too. But yeah.
No, of course. And then, so I know you're not playing, or at least you don't know you're playing until January. But how important is it for you to though still be involved on the team? Physically you might not be able to help out on the court, but you can still mentally prepare yourself and just kind of now step into that mentor semi-coach role, knowing that you can't physically go out there and contribute.
My role of stepping in while being injured is like letting my players know that even though you are injured and sitting on the sideline, still help and contribute and be there, and to know the plays and know what to do and still give in your effort and try to hurry up and recover in the safest way possible. And just also, if anybody needs help with anything, still help on the sideline, and if they have any questions, answer those questions for them any way possible if they don't know how to ask their coaches or anybody else.
Yeah, these two are the loudest people on the court. The loudest. And these two are the ones who's going to give it their all on defense. She got hurt diving for a ball. And she got hurt in the summer diving for a ball. So these two are the ones who's going to get on the floor, get a rebound, play defense. So I'm hoping, by having her on the bench, it will help, players and have, like she said, ask questions, her still being loud on defense, hopefully that energy, will push on to the younger kids, and her staying on the floor and continue. She's a leader. She's a workhorse. Last year she got a workhorse award. She's a workhorse. She's going to, if I say run 10 times, she's going to run 10 times. If I say do it again, she's going to do it again.
No doubt.
And always the first.
I want to ask a fun question. I know I'm a former athlete, and I feel like when you play sports, whether it's women's sports or men's sports, especially in today's game with so much social media, so much access, there's pressure. Like everybody's watching you, even people that can't do it. There's all these Barstool accounts, everybody's yapping about this, that, whatever, and everybody's a podcaster. There's a lot more pressure for y'all, regardless of what the expectations is. People show up either to support you or to hate. What do y'all do to enjoy each other as far as connect off the court? Is it TikToking? Is it like going to like Wingstop? I mean, what are y'all doing? Because I think that's and it's funny, but I'm serious. It's important to make sure you connect, because if I knew about a time machine right now, point it to me. I want to go back just to enjoy life again. I'm enjoying life when you're younger. It's different. How are you enjoying your youth, and also both of y'all, the sisterhood that comes with playing on the team?
For example, when it comes to playing with Lene, I see her as like a younger sibling, but she's still my sister though.
No doubt.
I look after her at school, we still talk, and she sends me TikToks and stuff like that. We just relate, just normal human beings, don't really talk about basketball stuff outside of basketball. Yeah. But just as a normal teenager, I just vibe. Anything that comes my way, I just try to enjoy it to the best of my ability as I also have 3 siblings. I have 3 sisters.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, so
You got a team at home.
right. So I'm used to the athleticism because they're all athletes, and I'm
Oh.
very used to having that sisterhood and that bond and just being me. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Same thing with Ashley. I think of her as an older sister on and off the court, and I like how we could talk basketball and also talk about other things, like as me as well. I'm an older sister and like one of the oldest people in our family, out of cousins and everything. So just it's very nice just being able to be in a comfortable sisterhood. And we do go out to eat. Coach Mia is always planning family stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Like, she's always planning like different tournaments. Like, we go to like Maryland and out of state and all that. And then
Nice.
just random things. Like, she's already trying to do like some team stuff, like with all the different teams that she does. So, and she
Yeah.
always tries to reconnect with other people as well. So it's really nice.
Coach is busy. Talking about-
Definitely do
I
be.
mean, I try to like. I went to Forest Park. I'm a Forest Park graduate. I got
You
coached.
there with all those great teams?
So I was with Rebecca Tillett.
Okay.
I was my freshman year. I was on varsity. I was with Brianna Mason, Lexi Carpenter, Amber Mixon, that group.
Yeah.
So like, how I coach is how I was coached. So and it was always family. Like that's what she taught me. She's D1. She's a D1 coach now. That's what she taught me, family. So I make sure it's a family. Like we had our dance battle before our game.
That too. We just had one
Nothing
on
like a dance
Thursday.
We had a dance battle. Like it's varsity versus JV. Varsity won, of course. But of course, but it's like little things like that. You know, we going on college tours, doing taking them to UMD, taking them to George Mason, just making sure like the only way you're gonna fight for each other on the court is once you get to know someone that's your sister. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah, no doubt.
Give her the workhorse award.
Hey, yeah, exactly. This is my last question. Coach is very experienced. She's been in a lot of places. Prince William, and she's AAU, and I was serious when I said she's busy. But how so far? I know it's a young season, and there's a rebuild, but at the same time, there's a culture being established as we speak, even right now. Starting with you, and then you can speak. How is she impacting you? Because it's not just about basketball, but how is she impacting you for the game of life?
Okay. Coming in from a private school, I came from St. John Paul the Great Catholic High School, and I played on that team. The coaches, they were great. And coming from private school to public school, after not being in the public school system for years, and Coach Mia had, coached me, I honestly felt like I see her, she's young, so I honestly see her as like a big sister to me, because it's like she has like that vibe to her. She's an amazing coach, and she makes me like work hard in order to get what I want. And honestly, it's helped me so much. It helped me grow. She would always encourage me like I can do it, as long as I work hard for it, as long as I hustle for it. And it honestly prepares me for life, because you can't just, sit back, lay back, and, get all the money in the world. That's not how it works. You have to work hard in order to get what you want. And definitely that's how I'm going to approach life as I'm a senior now. So, yeah, basically. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Being under Coach Mia's players and all that, it was definitely a big difference, because I came really from nowhere, and they didn't really have basketball and all that. And being under Coach Mia, she taught me that you have to work hard and really hard to get where you want and what you want. And you can't just sit around and do nothing. Like, you actually have to be in the gym and work 24/7 all day and every day. And I'm one of her training students that goes to her facility when I can. And it's really nice, and she has really changed my perspective. And I haven't been under a tough coaching staff ever, and so it's really nice to be working under Coach Mia.
That's great. That's great. I know the season's only 2 games in, but looking at your schedule, are there any games, and I know Vic mentioned with social media and Barstool, and all the accounts. Are there any games that you have, quote unquote, circled on your? Everyone's laughing. Give me a smile.
We was just talking about it.
Let's talk about this.
Well,
Yeah.
what's the answer? I guess. What game are you guys looking forward to?
It's probably going to be the Potomac game.
Yeah.
So last year, we were first in the district, and but they had beat us in a district actual championship. They had beat us at home.
Yeah.
We went over there, beat them last second shot by one of our seniors, Lonnie. She's in D2 right now at Chowan. Last second shot, we had one. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be that. It's going to be that game on the 19th.
Awesome. All right. Well, I know where I'll be on the 19th. Potomac and Freedom. Coach, players, we greatly appreciate your time and hope you enjoyed the NSMT experience. Best of luck the rest of the season. Wish you a speedy recovery and hope to see you out there. But again, thank you so much for taking your time on the Saturday and sitting down with us.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.